Hello guys, NautoAisDx. It's gonna be the fall/winterish MmGS V-Block Roundup. So Roundup basically is a lot of short opinion topic that I'm interested, that I want to give my thoughts on. No need to be long, but again, like I said, shouldn't be long, but I tend to ramble. But this one is gonna be like hopefully short. So there's a lot of topic that I want to talk about that's really just not really need to be long. So with that, let's get started with the first thing is, of course, if you're an Animal Crossing fan and you're a mobile fan, then Nintendo showed in the Nintendo Mobile Direct the fourth mobile game they're gonna offer, which is it finally announced Animal Crossing Pocket Camp. So a little bit of backstory in the past. If you remember, the late Iwata basically he announced this in 2015 that yes, Nintendo finally is going also to the mobile market. They're still doing console, but the mobile market's there. And I did give my opinion about why it is a good idea to some extent. Just if it is market and exposure. So I'll probably put that in detail some other V-Blog. And then originally it was going to be 5 games for the fiscal year. Then it got pushed back to 4. And then they said they needed more time for quality. And I can see why. Then it became 3. So the first mobile pack for the first fiscal year ending, I think, March 2017. I think that's what it is, because it started in, that's supposed to be that fiscal year that's ending in March 2017, if I remember. Like, I can't really remember. Was Mitomo, then Super Mario Run, and then Fire Emblem Heroes. But before that, they didn't mention about what are the mobile games going to be. The 5 one, or supposedly. Of course, they said the first one was Mitomo, and then the other 2, and I did give my thoughts about it, are Fire Emblem Heroes and Animal Crossing Pocket Camp, which both of them are free to play. Fire Emblem Heroes is free to play, and of course this one's also free to play. So, what do I think about the game? Yeah, it is an Animal Crossing still, but this time you're in the campsite. So the theme is campsite. You're in the campsite, that's what I'm trying to say. And I can see why the name is Pocket Camp. Because what do you do when you have a mobile phone? You play mobile games, yeah, you can do it at home, but since it's your phone, you can also play anywhere else. You can't really do that with a console, minus the Switch, and of course the 3DS. Well, it's like a portable version of Animal Crossing. But yeah, so that's why the theme there of Pocket Camp. So I can understand where they're coming from. So it is a little bit more robust. Again, they're adding new features. There's some new characters. You're a camp manager, and of course you're trying to make a beautiful, design your own definition of campsite. But it has that same element of Animal Crossing, but it has some new feature that you go to other section of the game. There's new item, like instead of a fishing rod, you can do a fish net now. That's a new thing. And then you have your own RV that you can customize it. That's for the new character. They're like 3 blackbirds. And one of them kind of remind me something from Hello Kitty, but that's a different story. Yeah, and it's a free to play. And then if you want, to get more materials and stuff, you gotta pay with real money. So, kind of like Fire Emblem with the summoning orb. So the game's gonna come out the late November as expected. I was hoping when they announced it, oh, guess what? It's available now, but no. Too good to be true, because there's still Super Mario Odyssey that's still coming out. Come on, you want to, that's not gonna get rid of the thunder or steal the thunder. That's what I'm trying to say from Odyssey. But again, for the casual Nintendo fan who likes Animal Crossing, yeah. So can't wait for late November. Once it's out, I'll try it out and give my impression. Yep, so excited for Animal Crossing Pocket Camps. Late November, I heard that in Australia, people are able to get the game, but it's version 0.96, which technically are still the pre-build. Technically, if you don't know, is any mobile version or any game, it's always going to be version 1.0. And basically 1.0 means it's the game that's basically for the consumer, that is for the public. So, meaning it's sort of, with gold, it's complete, but and of course there's always been problem, but it's a different story. But yeah, so for about in Australia, people were able to download it, and a lot of people have fun with it. Alright, so moving from there, if you're an MGC fan, then you heard the news is that Peter Combofiend Rosa left Capcom left Capcom. He used to work. He worked there for 5 years. Now he left, and the gist of it, he said, was basically future endeavor. He basically just said, hey, I did what I could in my time there. Kind of felt like now it's a new generation to take over. What the definition of what they want to do with the fighting game, Capcom fighting game. So he left there. So I never really had a problem with the guy. I heard about the guy. He used to be a competitive player. I think after a while, he just what's the word I'm looking for? Well, he wasn't like he was being less competitive. And then when Seth Killian, which is the former, well, if you don't know who Seth Killian is, he used to work for Capcom. He's basically the community manager. The guy basically had a degree in psychology. I think at one point he was working as a psychologist, but then he ended up going with his passion or to his other passion, which is fighting game. He got hired at Capcom as a community manager, and then later on, he was given another title called Fighting Expert. Basically, again, the community manager lays in from the Capcom to the FGC fan, explain about the game. That's what Seth Killian is. When he left, he worked at Sony, and then now he did a game, like a robot game. I heard it was fun. Never had a chance to play it. I forget what his name is, so I do apologize. But anyway, he left. And then Capcom basically needed somebody who's sort of a fighting expert. So Peter Rosa, Combofiend, aka Function Fiend, and I'll explain it later, took the job. So my thoughts about it, well, you gotta do what you gotta do. If you feel like, hey, my time here is done, I can leave in a high note that, hey, it's time for a change, time for someone else to do it. Hey, I got no problem with it. Do I have a problem with Combofiend? Of course not. The guy actually, in my opinion, in the perspective of business, actually that's what he's supposed to do. He is explaining the game. He's trying to explain the game. Yes, he does sound like an FGC expert, but heck, that's what the title is, FGC expert. They needed somebody who knows fighting game because they have a patch for it. Combofiend fits the part. And yeah, he did it. He was basically focused more on Ultra Street Fighter 4 and of course Street Fighter 5. He also was part of Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, and unfortunately that's when the direction kind of came. Let's just say he basically went through incognito for a while. That's basically it. Of course, you kind of see him in the Capcom Pro talk, Capcom Twitch show host, used to be former host Mike Ross. Different story, and you talk about it before, a little bit of, yeah, people weren't happy when I called out Mike Ross in the final episode, but that's a different story. I'll give a follow-up on that one. But the bottom line is, you usually see Combofiend there, basically. It's usually Street Fighter 5, introducing like the DLC character, Street Fighter 5. That's what it is. It was informative, it was okay, but, things happen. So, again, you usually see him there, but after a while, even the Capcom Pro talk disappeared. You see Combofiend being appeared some, explained about the game, especially Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. Again, it is a PR nightmare. Sadly to say, he did what he could do, trying to please the fan, but at the same time, you gotta please your manager, especially your partners, aka the Marvel, aka Disney. The house that built the mouse, Mickey Mouse. You don't want to piss Mickey Mouse off, so he did what he could that one, and that's where the Function Fiend came in, or Function, because certain character wasn't there. They did talk about it, the X-Men, and said, well, if you think about it in the long run, they're just functions. So again, you could probably say it to an FGC. You can't say that to a casual gamer who's fan of the franchise. So that was a little bit of problem with Combofiend to some extent. He was good with his job. At the same time, yeah, a lot of the games basically went FGC direction. Didn't make the money, sure, to some extent, but the problem was it was just full of FGC. Street Fighter 5, the original one, the vanilla one. I know I have not talked about it. I should. Again, maybe. Yeah, like I said, that was a good example. It was pure FGC, the lack of single player. There's single player, but not so much that there's replay value. Yeah. So, again, is it my sad he's leaving? No. I'm not FGC. I've said it before. I've said it again. not interested of the community. I do like fighting game, but what Combofiend did, Peter Rosa did, as a perspective of business, he did what he should be like we should do. And you don't know, yes man, no, he did what he could do, trying to sell a game at the same time trying to please the fan. That's not easy. When it comes to business, you can't please everyone. You know that. That's the story. So yeah, I mean, Combofiend. Yeah, I mean, best wishes for that guy. Hopefully, you know, we'll see what happens. Well, maybe he'll go back and competitive playing again on 2018, which we fought for Arcade Edition.